Pronto, Vincenza.
Pronto, Randy, and welcome everyone to our 31st Pronto podcast, where we talk about all the beautiful things life has to offer, whether it be beauty, motivation, stories, inspiration, fashion, you name it. We talk about it all, and I love it. 31, loving it. Loving it. And we keep climbing. That number keeps climbing. But it's truly remarkable that we continue to have the conversation and we continue to feature so many influential leaders. I mean, not just leaders, just incredible people within the community and also around the country.
Yeah. It's really fabulous to see what people create. Right?
Yes, exactly. It is truly fabulous. And we're always learning, right? We always talk about the beautiful things that we get to learn. We're just having a conversation, but we are learning. And and if you don't know by now, Randy and I we always talk about this, the importance of continuing to learn and being open-minded to learn, because some people are very closed-minded, right? Even maybe they're set in their ways, and not us. We're always like, okay, let's continue to learn. And I think that is what's really important in life, that you're open-minded to learn, but learn from the right people. And that's important, right?
By the way, do I look different today?
Do you? I mean, what's different?
I have an associate's degree.
Oh, congratulations. He's been holding back on this information, just so you know. I didn't know this. I said to Randy, okay, Randy, we're going to talk about some exciting things. And he goes, I have something exciting. And I'm like, oh, what could it be? Congratulations.
I came downstairs the other day in my cap and gown. My wife was not expecting it. And she gave me a look like, I was out of it.
But it's something you should be so proud of. I am. And you're setting that example to many that you could achieve any goal at any age. You are never too old to follow your dreams. Are you listening to me, people? You are never too old to follow your dreams. And that is the perfect example. You had a goal and you wanted to follow through with it. And I love your story. I always share your story with so many people. And I have to reiterate that on today's podcast, that Randy is a very successful business owner, 45 years of curly hair, skin and nails. He has 5 locations in the tri-state area and no college degree. But now, present day, he went back to school to get his associates. And I know you're going to continue. I know he's going to continue. And that's something to be proud of. And I love your story that, yes, education is important. We talk about it all the time. It's important to educate yourself, and education is the key. You went about it a little different, but that's okay. There's no cookie cutter way to success, right? You have to go down the path that's best for you.
Yeah. People ask me why I did it. Do you have a pay raise or, no. I did it for the young people that work for me.
Exactly.
We have young girls and guys, and I want them to know that you can follow your dreams.
Follow your dreams, no matter at what age, at what point in your life. It doesn't matter. And I think that's important for people to know, even for me. And I appreciate that. I may be at a different age and a different point in my life. I appreciate stories like that, Randy. So you're an inspiration, not just to others, but to me. Because, of course, but it's true. It's true. I need to hear that. I need to be reminded of that you're never too old to follow your dreams. Because even as a woman in my industry, the restaurant industry, and what I do in pageantry and modeling and television hosting, and, I want to be able to do it all too. And sometimes we hit brick walls and we can't.
I think you're doing it all.
I know, but I'm not done. I'm not satisfied yet. We're going to keep going. I'm not satisfied yet, but it's important to be reminded. And I appreciate that friendly reminder today. And congratulations again.
Thank you. And I was watching TV and they were having a special on Dick Van Dyke, 97, and he's still with it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, 97 years
That's a great show.
Yeah.
That's a great show. It's an old school show, but it's such a great show. It's a classic.
Yeah.
It's a classic. I don't have much time to watch television, but anytime, I try to always, make time for it, because for me, it's like unwinding a little bit, but I don't have a lot of time. My dad loves watching black and white films.
Really?
And every time I visit I visit him at the house, and it's usually on a Sunday, because Sunday we dedicate to family time. And he may have like a black and white film or black and white show on, and I'm always like, okay, I'll sit down and watch, and I get hooked somehow, and it's beautiful. It's
Yeah.
sometimes beautiful to watch, but more so sharing that time with my dad, I think,
Yeah.
is what I love most. But anyway, how was your holiday weekend? I know we just
flew by.
It did. Yeah,
Yeah.
with Memorial Day last time we filmed, we were going into Memorial Day weekend.
And you were down the beach, right?
I love going to, well, not Delaware beaches. I go to the shore. Yeah. I'm a Delaware girl. I love I love Delaware. I love the state. I'm proud, but I love the shore, especially Wildwood, like Wildwood Crest, Diamond Beach, Cape May. The shore is beautiful, beautiful. The beaches are big and clean, and I love it. I love it. And it's always so nice to just dip your toes in the water and, and just kind of relax. Yes. And listen to the ocean and the waves. It's very relaxing. So I try to make time to go to the shore.
Yeah.
Do you like going to the beach or the shore?
Sure.
Okay.
I think when you were young, when you go to any beach or shore, you get hooked, like you go back time after time.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Oh, yes. But I have some exciting news. So last week, was it last week? I know all the weeks are blending. A little over a week ago, to be exact, I went to New York with my current title holders, Miss Delaware USA 2024, Alyssa Bainbridge, and the current Miss Delaware Teen USA 2024, Kayla Kosmolski. There's a beautiful visual. There's Alyssa, Miss Delaware USA. We went to visit and design their official gowns, the national gowns for Miss USA and Miss Teen USA. We met with our gown designer, the Giovanni Couture designer, the lead designer, along with our sponsor, our gown sponsor from Cecile Boutique. And we were just so overwhelmed with joy on the experience from beginning to end. But we went to the Giovanni showroom. So we had the whole room to ourselves. It was beautiful. What a great experience. But just to see the latest designs and be able to, I didn't get to try on anything, but my title holders did. And they were just so overwhelmed with joy and so excited about the process. And they got to design their dream gown for nationals.
Wow.
So we have that, check that off the list. We designed our dream gowns for nationals, and both of them are so thrilled to work with Giovanni and their team.
That's a one-of-the-kind dress?
Oh, yes.
Wow.
Both of them, one-of-a-kind custom gowns designed by them.
Wow.
They picked their gown, they designed it. So these are custom gowns. We are very, very, very excited, very fortunate. Thanks to our sponsor, Shanna, over at Cecile Boutique. And I have to give her a shout out. Because of her, she orchestrated all of this to make sure our girls, our state title holders in Delaware, had this experience. And what a positive experience it was. And Cecile Boutique is located in Newark, Delaware. If you are looking for a special occasion dress, a prom gown, or a homecoming dress, or a pageant dress, visit Cecile Boutique in Newark, Delaware. Top notch, the selection of gowns that they have there. Beautiful boutique, really beautiful. They redesigned it and did some construction on it, and it's beautiful, really, really beautiful. And we're very fortunate to have the support of Cecile Boutique. So thank you again to Shanna, her team. You have to go. If you haven't visited the place, go visit. I wish this boutique existed when I was competing for Miss Delaware USA.
It's funny because I was saying the other day, prom seasons are, hot and heavy now. And the prom girls come in the salon and they look like movie stars, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I went to the prom, you asked a beautiful girl and they turned her into a grandmother, like big fluffy gown, her hair like lacquered and looked like a helmet.
Times are different.
Times
are different. Yeah, that's
I
just the
missed
style.
a lot.
Yeah, what was this? Listen, it was the style back then, and you look back at it and you're like, oh, what were we thinking? But in that time, that's what was the style. It was the trend.
Yeah.
And yes, I do feel that. I like the style now. I love the trend now, the fashion now. Yeah. You know what I really love, and you may appreciate this. What's very in right now with the younger generation, I don't want to say the younger generation. I think anyone at any age can wear their hair like this, is when the slick back look.
Yeah.
I love it. It's so clean, so sophisticated. Oh, hello. Yeah, I know, right? I'm wearing
Hello.
it today. But I really appreciate it.
I like your hair
with
back.
I mean, I slicked it all back, but usually the part in the middle with the slick back, it's so clean and sophisticated. I really love it. I used to wear my hair like that back in high school with the slick back ponytail or slick back bun. It was just what was in at the time. But I love that trend came back for hairstyles, and it's very clean.
Yeah, simple.
Yes, it's simple, easy to do. You don't, it's not complicated. You just need the right gel or hairspray and hair product, and you're good.
A beautiful gown, like if your hair's down, it takes away, like slick back.
Yeah, I guess you're right. The gown calls for you depending on what you're wearing, whether you're wearing a high neck or a V-neck or strapless, sometimes the gown calls for an updo, something very slick and sophisticated, very sleek. So the focus is not distracted with the big hair. Because back when you went to prom, the big hair, like big hair, was in, right? We're talking big, like out up here.
Well, I think it was in, but no one was into it.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. That's so funny. But yeah, no, going back to, the design of the gowns and how exciting it was to witness, both Kayla and Alyssa design their dream gown. It was truly rewarding. And that's what I realized, this is why I do it. Because to see their smiles, to see the joy that they have, like they're designing the gown that they want. And I always remind my title holders, this is your journey. I already went to Miss USA. I already experienced it, and it was timeless. It was memorable. It was the best time of my life. But I always remind my title holders, this is your journey. And it's important that you're happy. And you have to make these decisions, which can be difficult, but you have to know what you want and you know what you don't want. And that's the conversations, building up to, designing of the gown. All right, let's talk about what do we don't want, what we do want. We know very important to have those conversations in the process. So we're so excited, and I can't wait to see the finishing, the final results of the gown.
I'm impressed with all the title holders. Like every time I meet a new one, like it's overwhelming. Like so talented, or focused at
all of them, and accomplished. So you remember, well, I'm sure you remember all of them because you've been following the journey for quite some time since I became the executive state director 4 years ago. But I have to highlight, I have one of my former title holders, Drew San Clemente, graduated from medical school. She's officially a doctor.
Wow.
And I have another former title holder of mine, Grace Lang, former Miss Delaware USA. She graduated from Penn Law and now is officially an attorney. Wow. I mean, both of them graduated recently, and a shout out to both of them. Talk about graduates, right? Let's give some more, shout outs to some accomplished women. They were already accomplished before, but now they're on another level of accomplishment. And I'm so proud of both of them. And the former Miss Delaware USA is really proud of them.
I have to go after a title.
Oh, is that what Mr. something?
Yeah.
Mr. You could do Mr. Delaware or Mr. Pennsylvania or just Mr. Curry Hair, Skin, and Nails. That's who you are, right? Oh, anyway, we have an exciting show for you today. Really excited about our guest, super intrigued, and it's something different, really something different. So without further ado, let's introduce our guest. With almost a decade of real estate experience under her belt, Stephanie's passion for hospitality and design fuels her endeavors. From flipping houses with her husband, Matt, to spearheading unique projects like the Bookhouse Hotel of Kennett, Stephanie's vision breathes life into forgotten spaces. The vision is to build a Bookhouse Hotel brand, seamlessly blending her love for literature with her flair of restoration. Her love and art design came from a young age. She went to Delaware County Community College and graduated with an associate's in fine arts and spent some time at Moore College of Art and Design before getting her real estate license. Without further ado, please welcome Stephanie Olenik. Hi, Stephanie.
Welcome.
Hi, guys. Thanks for having me.
Oh, it is our Our pleasure. We are so excited to have you on our Pronto podcast, but more importantly, to talk about everything that you are doing with the Book House Hotel, which is super
cool.
unique, super
Thank you.
unique. So, I mean, you know, you have a passion for art and design. You started early in life with that. Could you tell us a little bit, and how that kind of all unfolded, with your passion and career in real estate and then flipping houses to now the Book House Hotel?
Yes. And Randy, congratulations on your associate's degree. That's such a big deal. I actually took out of my bio that I dropped out of Moore College of Art. That's why it says I spent some time at Moore College of Art. Yeah. But I was in the restaurant business for years, waitressing, bartending, going to art school. And then I was kind of like, I'm paying so much money. What am I going to do with this degree? And someone said, oh, you should get into real estate. And I did. And it's been 10 years of that, almost 10 years now. And it just led to all of these other things organically. You know what I mean? Like everything that I did brought me somewhere else, which now I'm into the hotel business and very soon wedding business, which I never thought I would get into, but it's just where it led me.
Right.
Your journey.
Yeah. Well, if you think about it, you have those foundational skills of restaurant and hospitality, and that's what you're in. That's the hospitality business. That's essentially what it is.
All service.
Exactly. So you already have those hands-on skills, experience, because you worked in the industry. And this is coming from someone who understands the industry. I'm third generation in the restaurant.
I love it.
So like, I get it. And the fact that you are going back into it, and I love that you're able to tie the both together.
Yes.
And the Book House Hotel, what a brand, what a unique concept. I want to talk about this. So for those who may not know, let's tell them, what is the Book House Hotel?
So it actually, I saw the place listed right on the MLS, and I was always searching for investments and things to buy. I always had hotel on my vision board forever. I've had Airbnbs in the past, but I wanted a legit hotel. And this bookstore was sitting on the market for 16 days, which in this market, it's like eternity. So I'm like, what is going on here? What can I do with this? I knew I couldn't keep it as a bookstore because it wouldn't make enough money to live off of, unfortunately, and no one wants to see a bookstore close. So I brought my husband and my partner. I'm like, we're going to look at this bookstore. And they're like, Steph, we're not buying a bookstore. I'm like, just listen, because my husband, he's the one that did all the work to the place. So we went, and I'm like, this is my vision. It was actually zoned as hotel, which never happens, and it was allowed. So I'm like, we're keeping all of these books. We're going to renovate it and we're going to put them back, and it's going to be the Book House Hotel.
Wow.
I love it. Look, okay, stay, dream, and read. I love that.
Right.
It's the concept is so unique and different. I've never heard of it before, at least not in this area. And I consider myself well traveled. I've been around to all the major cities and even outside, the country, and I've never heard anything like this. And I know there is a large population of bookworms out there.
Yeah.
Large population.
It's big, because my younger sister alone is an avid book reader.
Wow.
She collects books. If she had the space, she would create a library just for herself. She's very, very much into books. I mean, she's in a book club. She's an avid bookworm, and she reads very fast. She can read like a book this thick in one day.
Wow.
Like that's how, and she retains it. She memorizes everything. She's got an exceptional memory, and I credit that to her love for reading.
Right.
And I don't know if you know, I'm also an advocate for promoting literacy, Stephanie. I co-founded a nonprofit literacy organization 20 years ago. And what I do is promote reading to young children by providing them with the books. So I'm constantly, been focused on the importance of reading for so many years in my life. And then my sister, we lost Stephanie. Oh, darn. Okay, so we'll wait for a production team to get Stephanie back. But just to finish the story, Randy, my sister has always been an avid book reader and loves books and has a passion for it. So to see her just, grow through life and being always a bookworm, I realized there is between my love and promoting literacy and her love for reading, there is a large population of book readers. And Stephanie, just to to tap you back in, there's a large population of bookworms out there. I mean, even with the times of technology and Kindles and iPads, you still can tell there's that large population that loves to pick up a book and turn the pages. Am I correct? Right? There's a large population.
Yes, sorry, I'm getting a little bit. I lost you for a minute, but I think you were talking about like actually holding a book, right?
Yes.
Is that what you were saying?
Yes.
Like it's just, there's something about it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. There's something about turning the pages and touching the each page and holding it in your hand
and just having it. I feel like they're works of art, like just having them on your shelf and being in the presence of them. It's so funny to watch guests come in the hotel and they're like, oh my God, I get to stay with all these books. And then when housekeeping goes in the room and every book is off the shelf and they're going through all of them.
Oh, that's so fun.
Yeah.
I'm a highlighter. I like to highlight like my favorite parts.
Oh, you do? Okay. Yeah. You know what? I used to do that when I was getting into chapter books, because I struggled with reading comprehension at a young age. And my tutor taught me to highlight different, obviously key points in the book for chapter books. Yeah. And I love doing that. Still to this day, I do that and I practice that. So it's good that you do that, Randy. That's actually very good for reading and practicing to read well. Stephanie, I'm assuming you have a strong passion for reading.
You know what? This brought it back because I am obsessed with work and I might have it take over my life a little bit, where I don't leave much time for myself with things like reading or creating art. So it really brought me back to that, which I'm grateful for, because I took a bunch of books, even though they're mine. I felt like I was stealing. I took a lot from the hotel, and my husband built a bookshelf here. So I made a little library, and now I'm making sure like I take the time and read, because you need that. Mm-hmm. Everything's like, let me scroll for 3 hours on TikTok.
Did you discover any gems, like rare books or?
You know what? No, they were all new books. The owner prior to the people before me, he had a rare bookstore and he was there for 30 years. But authors have been staying, and I saw that a lot of them are signing the book and then hiding it in the shelf.
Oh, I love that.
There. Yeah, there's been a lot of authors staying.
What a great idea.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's such a great idea. And I love how clever that is, because let's say as an author, I want to promote my book. Staying at your hotel they should put it on their checklist. Like if they're doing like a book signing somewhere, they should be staying at the hotel and doing exactly that. But which ties me into this podcast. So you are a podcast host yourself. Am I correct?
Well, I'm not great at it, but I am learning. Yes. We started interviewing authors in bed. I got the idea one night. I'm like, I wonder if I can convince some authors to come to the hotel and get in bed with me and just have a conversation. So we've done a couple. I have a few more lined up.
Right.
For it. But it's so funny when they get there, like with the cameras and the lights set up. I'm like, all right, put your pajamas on. We're jumping in bed.
Yeah, get on the covers. It's
funny.
The concept. Again,
I might have lost you.
Do you hear us now, Steph?
Hello.
Oh, darn. Okay, we'll see if production can just kind of reset a couple of things on your end. Hang tight.
I can hear you now. Yeah.
Okay, great. And thank you for your for your patience. Sometimes with the delays and Wi-Fi, we have to work through those kinks. And shout out to our production team for always trying to work through those
technology.
Yes, the technical difficulties.
I'm going to refresh my page.
Okay, go for that. So I have to say, Stephanie is very clever.
Yeah.
Very, very clever. And I love her innovative ideas, because just from the Bookhouse Hotel concept to the podcast concept, she is one innovative individual. And I want to get to know her some more.
It's like car karaoke. right?
Car karaoke. Yeah, like car karaoke. Oh, we're back. Okay. Stephanie, we were just sharing that you are one incredible, innovative individual.
Yeah.
The fact that you have this incredible concept of the Bookhouse Hotel and then the concept of the podcast at the hotel in bed, like getting in bed, and it's just different. It's not, you know.
I'm like trying to decipher what you're saying.
Oh,
I'm sorry. It keeps cutting out, and it keeps cutting out. I heard concept podcast.
Yes, concept and podcast. Great ideas. I know it's with the technical difficulties. We're sorry about that. Is there any way that production can type the question at the bottom to make sure that she's getting it? We wanted to.
It's like a printer. Whenever I need a printer to work, it doesn't.
Yes,
it never works when I need it to work.
Let's see. Your innovative ideas and concepts, incredible. What inspired these ideas for the book, for the podcast? Let's see if we can get that, and hopefully it'll work. What inspired your ideas? There we go. You see that on the screen, Stephanie? No, I don't think she sees it. That's okay. That's all right. That's all right. Stephanie, what's the delay? Nope, not yet. Let's see if you can restart on your end and see if it works. Steph, restart again. Yep, there we go. I know with everything she's doing, you can tell she's like us, busy, likes to be busy, right? Likes to continue to, and she said, I like to work. I'm like, well, you're talking to the two people that love to work, right? We love working. We do it because
but if you love what you do, it's not work, right?
Yes, true. Very true. If you love what you do, it's not work. But I always say it's something to me that I enjoy working and working towards my goals, right? And that's rewarding to me. I think the best feeling in the world is when you work hard toward your goals. I think that is the best feeling in the entire world, and when you achieve them.
Right.
I mean, just look what you had a goal of going back to school and getting your associate's degree. You worked very hard while juggling everything else on your end. And what was the feeling? What was that feeling that you accomplished it? It's rewarding.
Yeah, it was strange because I didn't really like school when I was young, and I couldn't wait to get out, right? And now I feel so differently about it because I feel like there's, the world's full of possibilities, right? And when you're exposed to, education, you get more ideas on the possibilities that are available to you. And like this podcast, we accidentally met a good friend of ours.
Okay.
Introduced us, right?
That's right.
And at the same time, I was offered this podcast, and we talked about it, and I knew Vincenza was talented, on TV, and the rest is history.
The rest is history. Yeah. Stephanie, do you hear? Oh, we are back.
We're back.
All right, listen, we appreciate your patience. And again, another shout out to our production team for working out those technical difficulties. But just to jump right into things, we were talking about how innovative you are. You are such we were actually complimenting and we're amazed. We're like, this is one innovative individual we're talking to here. Like we need to keep going with this. So you came up with the concept, the Bookhouse Hotel, and then you came up with this really cool concept of the podcast in bed. I love it. By the book, by the bookshelf. So tell us a little bit about what inspired these ideas, or what inspires your ideas, because you're one innovative person.
People keep asking me that, and I don't know, my brain just doesn't stop, and I'm like, oh, I got to do this, because really, since we opened the hotel, I started to see how many authors that were out there, especially authors trying to get started. So I was like, all right, what's the purpose of having this place if we have this whole community and I'm not helping?
Right.
That doesn't make any sense. So I thought, let me bring in, well, one, authors that are established, but then also two, help people promote their books that are new and that just wrote their first book. And then have other people listen to them and be like, hey, you know what? I can actually do this. I can publish my own book, and this is how you do it. So I really want it to be like a hub, a community where, like you guys were talking about, just inspiring other people and like coming together. And I want to do book signings at the new place. And I want to throw a book ball, the first one will be, it's called Down the Rabbit Hole. So it'll be Alice in Wonderland themed.
Oh, I love
throw
that.
like a bash. Yeah.
Oh, so great. Yes.
It's just an excuse for me to throw a party.
Yeah. Run with all these ideas because this is what we need. Innovative ideas, but you're creating a community, and it's a healthy community, right? We talk about mental health and the importance of surrounding yourself with good people. So you're creating a healthy community in a healthy space, but also creative. And for the book lovers, and maybe someone that wants to write a book like me, my goal is to write a children's book. That's been on my bucket list. I'm determined to do that someday. I've always wanted that for 20 years and I'm determined to do it. But you creating that space for someone like me to enter in, to maybe I need a little boost of confidence, or I need to network with other like-minded people.
There's so many groups. There's so many things I didn't even know about. And it's so funny. Like I always ask the question, like, well, how did you do it? How did you start? And they're like, I started writing. Like, it's simple. We can get in the way so many times. And it's like, yeah, you just start writing it.
Right. Exactly.
It doesn't have to be a whole thing, but I think people let fear get in the way, or time, or whatever, you know.
It's like Nike. Just do it.
Oh,
Nike, just do it. Yes, exactly. And it's important to be surrounded with the like-minded people that can give you that extra confidence, that boost to continue to push towards your goals. And you're creating that space for individuals. And I love the idea of the book ball and the Alice in Wonderland themed event. That's a great idea.
Yes.
Great idea. Definitely let us know about it, because maybe we can attend, Randy.
Yeah.
But will
you come to the party?
Yes, exactly. Exactly. So just to, we lost her again, but I was going to talk about the podcast some more with Stephanie, because she said, she's new to the podcast industry and the podcast world, but I feel she's going to just fall right into place very nicely because of her innovative ideas, and then also the audience. Exactly. And I do love that she's going to continue to grow the community. I have driven by the Bookhouse Hotel multiple times, and I know exactly where it is. Stephanie, I was just sharing with Randy, I definitely have driven by the hotel before. Is it on? It's on the corner. Yeah. I know exactly where it is. Yeah. I know exactly. It's in the heart of Kennett, right?
Yes, right there. Yep. You could walk out the door. I saw someone said, what other activities are available?
Yes.
You can walk to everything. People come to go to Longwood, all the museums. You're in the center of it all. You can go to Delaware. It's a great location.
It is a great location. And I'm glad you mentioned that, the activities in the surrounding area. There's plenty of restaurants, places to dine, actually really great restaurants in that area, great sushi place right up the street. But just so many options. So different dining cuisines and, options. That's right. Yeah. There's so many great places. Actually, there's an ice cream place.
Oh, it's so good.
It's my favorite ice cream place. I have an ice cream store. Mine is my favorite, but I have to give credit where it's due. And this ice cream store nails it. They serve hard ice cream and the flavors are endless, but it's right up literally like 3 blocks from the hotel, the Bookhouse Hotel.
You can walk to it. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. So this is located, the Bookhouse Hotel is located in Kennett Square, Pennsylvania. It's about, I want to say, less than 15 minutes from Delaware. So if anybody's, thinking, a lot of our audience, we have our, Delaware based, but for anybody that's, not familiar with the area, it's right over the border into Pennsylvania in the heart of Kennett. It's a beautiful, it gives that small town feel, but it has such a variety of, different activities, restaurants, you name it in that area. Hair salons. Carrie Hair, Skin and Nails is right in the heart of Kennett as well. But just to kind of go back to the podcast, Stephanie, because I wanted to touch. So it's called The Bedside Bookworm. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. So I know you said it earlier that you are new to the podcast world, but you know what? More power to you for stepping into that world, that space.
Thank you.
Because there, you have a concept and an idea, and this is such a great way to promote it, but creating that space to feature authors and like-minded people. So tell us a little bit more about the Bedside Bookworm and maybe some guests that you've had featured, or
Sure.
how many episodes did you film so far?
I think I'm only on episode
Okay.
4, but I went with she's one of my good friends. She's actually my admin for our real estate team. We went to a hotel conference in Nashville at this beautiful hotel, the Graduate. It was so cool. And we were just brainstorming. We were up till like 2 a.m. And I'm like, oh, we got to do a podcast in bed. Like we got to look up authors who are close. So at like 2 a.m., I'm looking like, what authors live in Pennsylvania that I can convince to come onto this podcast? And Lisa Unger was one of them. She's a New York Times selling author. She does thrillers. So I saw her name and I'm like, I'm going to reach out to her. The next morning, I wake up to an email from her saying that she's in town and she just wants to come see the book house. I'm like, what? Wow. You know, we're screaming like, oh my God. So I was like, sure, but what do you think? I'm starting this podcast. Do you want to be the first one? And she was like, absolutely. And I was like, oh my God, like that is so cool. So she was the first person to come. Her and her husband came. And it was so funny because, you know, like I bought all of the equipment and I'm like, how do you podcast? And the sound doesn't work and blah, 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 all the things. But we got it done. And, you know, it was so much fun. It was such a great time. And I was so grateful, and it was really strange, but sometimes the universe just provides you with things, you know, you got to take it and listen. So that's how it started.
Amazing.
Libby Owens is supposed to come, who's a bigger one. My friend Erica, she's releasing her first book. So she was on too, but yeah, it's been, I hope to continue it, right? Like I have to make the time to schedule and to do it and to get better and to learn, but
right.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? We just know that Randy and I are not professional podcast hosts. We entered into this space both on the same level of learning how to do podcasts, and we're on podcast number 31, and
amazing.
We're always learning, right? Yeah. We're always learning, and sometimes you just got to dive into it. So it's good for you, and more power to you for diving into that space. But I will make a suggestion. If you want more authors, talk to this guy right here. He knows a ton of book authors that we featured on our podcast. That would be so great because Sherm, remember Sherm from Sherm's Catering? He's an author.
And St. Clair.
That's right. And St. Clair. Dennis Carradine just wrote his 3rd book. He's right in your area. He lives literally
perfect.
Up the
I want all these people to come get in bed, please.
And they're great people, local, great people that are doing amazing things in the community. Oh, look, I love this photo.
Oh, this is Jennifer Green. Yes, she writes about all true stuff, the history and hauntings in Southern Chester County. So she has really cool stories. That was great. Yeah, we forgot her pajamas, so we had to go to Frida Head up the street, and you know, I called the owner. I'm like, I need a pair of pajamas stat.
Listen, that they have to dress and they have to dress the part for the podcast. Yeah. Like usually podcasts, you wear whatever you want, but no, you have a requirement. You want to be on my podcast, come in your PJs, and I love that. Oh, that's such a great idea.
The design is really cool too, like the books.
Thank you.
Really nice.
I know that on your bio and everything that you're doing, Stephanie, obviously you are a worker bee like we are, and we love that. You have also opened up a second venue.
Well, it's not open yet, but we just purchased the old Farmbrook bed and breakfast in Westchester, which will also double as a wedding venue. And that Lori, the old owner, she passed away, and I didn't know her personally, but everybody that I talked to has nothing but wonderful things to say about her. And I know it was like a huge loss in the community. So I feel very honored and a little nervous because it's big shoes to fill from what I hear about her, but to bring that place back to life, I'm so excited. It's an old 10-room Victorian mansion. It's it's so beautiful. So it's the book house at Farmbrook. So we're in the middle of renovating some things and fixing some things. So I hope to be open by October, but we'll see. That's the goal.
Listen, that's awesome. And I know you did mention, so this is the wedding venue that you were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Wow. And it's in the heart of Westchester.
It's right. It's like 2 minutes from the university, right on Rosedale.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. Oh,
Yep.
wow, well, that's exciting. And you're continuing this. What's the name of the woman that you're taking
Her
over?
name's Lori. Yeah, Lori.
Lori, you're continuing her legacy too, like by keeping it moving, but obviously, you know, updating it, modernizing it, which is important. Being, you're in the real estate world, it's very important to modernize spaces. So it's enticing for, more people and customers, potential customers,
Yeah.
or others to be a part of the experience, which is pretty cool. That's really
Yeah.
neat.
I'm so excited. Yeah, I'm pumped.
Oh yeah, your background in hospitality and restaurant world is all coming out. That's all coming.
It's all coming out. I can't believe I'm getting back into it. I think you have to be a little bit crazy, but I'm
Yes.
excited.
People tell me often that I'm crazy for being in the restaurant world, but I love it. As hard as it is, because people say it's probably one of the hardest industries to be in, and I get that all the time. And it is hard. Don't get me wrong. It's hard. But if it were hard, everybody would be doing it.
Everybody
Right?
would do it. I actually just sold a home to these clients of mine, this old farmhouse, beautiful. He's a chef. They ripped out their kitchen. He has an interview today in Westchester to cook. And yesterday they're like, can we use your kitchen? I'm like, for what? And they're like, he had to cook practice for the time for the meal. And I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever. I thought he was like going to come over and like cut potatoes or prep or something. He laid out this beautiful, he plated these French dishes. I was like, I feel so lucky to get to experience this. It was wonderful. I felt like my kitchen was like Bear. Did you watch that show Bear? I'm like, yes, chef.
Yeah.
Chef. It was so delicious. So I hope he gets the job because it's a new restaurant, I think called Jolene in Westchester opening.
Wow.
Oh yes, I've heard of it. Yes.
Yeah. And I was really blown away by the food. Just a little side note. I had to talk about it because I'm like, I can't believe it. I don't even I'm in my kitchen right now and you like use all these pots I don't even ever use. I'm like, I didn't even know I had that.
You didn't even know.
I didn't even know that's what that was for, but okay.
Yeah, the space can do that. Well, as Stephanie, as we continue this conversation and promoting the Bookhouse Hotel and the Bedside Bookworm, and then obviously the Fawnbrook Bed and Breakfast venue, soon to be open, hopefully in the fall. Is there anything else that you wanted to mention that we did not touch on that you want to just get out there for our viewers and listeners to pay attention to or to follow?
So I'm actually launching, I launched it before. It's the Hotel Book Club. Right now we have 30 members in person, but we're about to launch it to 100 more people on the East Coast. So the point of it is to help people build their library, to actually maybe start book clubs in their own area to get involved in their community. So it's going to be a quarterly subscription, and then they will get invites and first dibs on the tickets to the book ball that we're going to do once a year. And I hope to have that like one day book houses all over the country, but that's the next project is the hotel's book club.
Excellent.
About it. Yeah.
That is so great.
Yeah.
By the way, Stephanie, are you in need of books?
Yeah, I need so many books. Yeah.
All right. So I would love to help replenish those bookshelves. So my organization, Success Won't Wait, it's located in Delaware, northern part of Delaware, which is not that far from. Well, it's about 30-minute drive. That's not that big of a deal, but I know that area well. I would love to help replenish those bookshelves. We're always looking for spaces to donate books.
Oh yes, we would love that. Yeah,
I have tons of books, tons and tons.
Great. I'll come with the truck.
Yeah. Okay. So that we will talk after this podcast because I would love to be a part of helping your dream as well. And that's something that Randy and I truly enjoy doing. We love to help support and uplift like-minded people that are goal-oriented and dream-oriented and work hard and are just community leaders doing some amazing things in our community. And it's just been truly a pleasure to learn about what you're doing. And how can people follow you? Let's talk about that. So I know that they'll put this on the bottom of the screen, but how can people follow you?
So the Instagram is the Bookhouse Hotels. There's also the website, thebookhousehotel.com. We'll have a new website soon for Fawnbrook. And then my personal Instagram, which I will never change, is I love chocolate chip cookies.
Oh my God.
Okay, I'm not changing it.
Don't change it. You're going to be offering
I'm
company
not.
at all the Bookhouse hotels. So it's going to make sense at some point. Like you're going to keep it. Keep it. That's who you are.
Yeah, that's who I am. Yep.
Okay. So just to reiterate, if you want to go follow, go to the Instagram page at the Bookhouse Hotels, and it's plural, correct? Hotels is plural.
Yep.
And also, if you want to check out the website and all those incredible pictures we were showcasing before, that was the interior part of the Bookhouse Hotel we were showcasing earlier. Go to thebookhousehotel.com. And if you want to check out the podcast, visit the Bedside Bookworm. That's correct, Bedside Bookworm on YouTube. And that's what it's all about. And if again, as you continue to grow and you continue to blossom in that space, don't be a stranger to us, please.
I really wish we were like out to lunch right now, so we could continue to. Because I want to ask you guys so many questions.
This is a problem. We, love our guests and we want to be friends with everybody.
Yes, we do.
I want to hang out.
All right, let's have either a cup of coffee or a drink.
Chocolate chip cookie.
And chocolate
I'll
chip
bring
cookie.
the cookies.
I have one question for Steph.
Sure.
What's your favorite book?
Oh, this is such a hard question. I hate answering this, but because I don't like to narrow down. I don't like to have a favorite of anything because I feel like, I can't replace it. But I do read Dracula every fall, the original. Yeah, I make sure I read it every fall to get into the spirit for Halloween.
Wow.
Yes, that's one of my favorites.
So I'm sure you thought of this, but the Bookhouse Hotel, if you ever, are you thinking about like decorating it like for Halloween? Yeah, I totally can see her doing that. I think what you're thinking. You see that she makes it like a haunted Bookhouse Hotel,
some party. I don't know, especially the new place. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Oh my gosh. Well, as we are concluding this awesome interview with you and getting to know you some more, Stephanie, we always like to end our interviews with our guests with this traditional question that we like to ask. So the question is, if you could interview someone on a podcast, who would it be and why? And it could be from someone from the past or the present.
Okay, I already know my people. They're present. They are from England, and it is Paul and I think her name's Heidi. Oh my God, I'm sorry, it's Helen. They own Duval. I don't know if you know them. They design beautiful, beautiful kitchens. They have a show on Amazon for the love of kitchens, but they have this old mill and they hand make everything there. The tiles, the furniture, the cabinetry, the hardware, they are amazing from where they started to what they've built now. And I just find them to be so creative. And unlike me, they are very calm and they find the beauty in everything. And they'll be like, oh, this is oh, look at the, they're just calm, beautiful people. And I would love to talk to them.
Oh, wow.
Really
So they
gotta check them out. It's beautiful what they do.
They design kitchens, you said?
They design kitchens. They design furniture. She does pottery. They do their own tile. They have showrooms in New York. And I went to London not too long ago and I fangirled the showroom so hard. Here's me with their book, taking my picture.
Wow. Wow. That's awesome.
They've built something wonderful, really beautiful. I would like to talk to them.
I have to check this out.
Check it out. Yeah.
She's passionate.
Yes.
About life.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, you are. And we wish you continued success.
Thank you.
You continue to grow and obviously grow into those communities because it is scary taking, these steps, but you're doing it. And more power to you, girl. More power to you.
Thank you. Right back at you.
Thank you. Thank you. And thank you for joining us, Stephanie. We appreciate it. We'll be in touch, I'm sure. All right. Oh my gosh. She was wonderful. Great. So innovative.
Yeah.
I mean, wow. Just her ideas between the podcast, the Bookhouse Hotel, which is such a clever concept, super clever. And then she's also diving into something that she used to be a part of, which is the restaurant hospitality industry, bed and breakfast, hospitality. She's going to start, the bed and breakfast is going to be a wedding venue. Right. So those are skills are great to have.
Yeah. The design, it's really inviting.
Very, very,
Yeah.
very, very exciting. Good luck, Stephanie. And I hope to be able to donate books to those bookshelves. And it's, something that I enjoy doing as someone who promotes literacy. So this one was really cool.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Every week.
How'd you find this person?
Corey was responsible.
Thank you to Corey.
Yeah.
Shout out to Corey,
Yeah.
our behind the scenes part of the production team, which we are so thankful for. And again, a shout out to the production team for holding it down for us today through all our technical difficulties. And what's a live show without a couple of technical difficulties, Randy?
It's a Wi-Fi. Like if you don't have a strong connection,
right? What we cannot live without technology, right?
Yeah.
But it just goes to show a book will never
go out of
style, but will never lose connection or Wi-Fi. So definitely pick up a book and continue reading, because the importance of reading is important, and the importance of education, as we always talk about, is also key. So thank you again for joining us, everyone. Stay tuned for our next episode. I'm super excited about our next Pronto podcast. So make sure you check out our Instagram page, the Pronto Podcast, and
soon we'll have a website.
Did you hear that? We're going to have a website.
So you can see all the episodes.
We are going to have a homepage for all 31 plus of our Pronto podcasts available to you on our website. Yes, we are available on all social media platforms, but also all podcast platforms. You can check out all past podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, you name it, YouTube, Facebook, Amazon Podcast, you name it. We are there. We are promoting all these amazing people we've had the honor of featuring on our Pronto podcast, but come check us out. But more importantly, stay tuned for the website, because it is coming along quite nicely. But follow us on all social media platforms to find out who will be next and who will be featured. But I have to mention, guess who we're featuring next? Miss Delaware USA 2024, Alyssa Bainbridge. So you definitely want to stay tuned for that episode. And again, thank you for joining us. Pronto, Randy.
Thank you. Pronto, Vincenza.